Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So, today we have a battle against Estavanato. And so, yeah, looking at his team on the side there, looks to be a pretty interesting, pretty cool, pretty original team there. Looking at my team, it is the same one that I've been using in the past few games here. So, what do I want to lead with in this one? Um, that is a good question. Hmm. I think we'll go ahead and go with the Suicune in this one. Yeah, we'll go with the Suicune in this one. And we'll go ahead and see how that works out. Alright, so there he is, and he is going to go ahead and lead with the Tyranitar as we led with the Suicune. So, of course, we have the pressure coming into play here, and he's going to get the Sandstream to create a Sandstorm here on the battlefield. So, we have a choice to make right out of the gate here. We could make the obvious play, try to hit this thing hard with a water move, but I don't know exactly how much damage we can really get by doing that, so I think our best play here is just to go for a Calm Mind right away, see what he wants to do. He may switch out, he may set hazards up, could attack us as well, I suppose, but I think we just try to get the Calm Mind up here, as he's actually going to go ahead and bust out his Terra straight away, interestingly enough. So what does he terrastalize the Tyranitar into? It is going to be a Fairy type, okay, so that's interesting. So he goes Terra Fairy right out of the gate, with the Tyranitar to not take super effective damage. We go for the Calm Mind, so that's not bad. That's going to give us a +1 special attack and special defense, so that could be handy, hopefully, as he does go for a Stealth Rock just to get the entry hazard up, so kind of as expected. That's kind of okay. We could get rid of that if we need to, as we are going to take some sand damage, and he's actually going to be taking the sand damage now that he's no longer a rock type thanks to the Terra. We are going to get that HP back with the leftovers, and yeah, so I think in order to really do any sort of serious damage to this thing or some of his other Pokemon, we probably have to go for another Calm Mind here. So we're just going to go for it. We're going to go second Calm Mind here. He does stay in, so we get the second Calm Mind up. I don't necessarily think this is greed because we really need the boosts to do any serious damage. He does unfortunately just go for the roar, so that sucks. He had that on deck, so he just goes ahead and phases us out. What do we get dragged into here is the question. It is the Venomoth, so that is actually worst case scenario for us. Because we are going to take the Stealth Rock damage and break our Focus Sash. So that is the absolute worst thing that could have happened to us. As now we are going to take sand damage as well. He is going to take sand damage. So that sucks. So the question now is, how do we want to handle this situation? I feel like I'm not really sure, to be honest. It's kind of a tough call. We could try to just hit this thing for some damage, which if he's going to keep roaring, maybe our only thing we can do here. He could go for a rock move as well, but I feel like we probably just have to attack this thing, so we're just going to go Bug Buzz here. So it is neutral effective thanks to the tinted lens. We take him down to a little above half, which is fine. We actually go ahead and activate his red card, which is interesting, so that's going to force us out, so we get forced out into something else. It is going to be back into the Suicune, actually, which is kind of interesting. We do take the Stealth Rock damage there, as we get the pressure coming back into play, and he is going to go for an Ice Punch. So that actually kind of works out pretty well for us in a sense, because we're back in Suicune, we just don't have the boosts anymore. We're both going to take the sand damage there, and then he is going to, or I should say we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So since we know this thing has Roar, we can't set up on it, so we just have to attack him for as much damage as possible. So we're going to go Surf. He does stay in. So we do get the Surf. Does nearly take this thing out, but not quite, as he does unfortunately roar us out once again. And we just keep getting put through the ringer here. What Pokemon do we get forced into? It is the Kamala. So that's actually best case scenario for us this time, as of course we have the Comatose coming into play. Can't be statused, and we do take the sand damage. We actually take the sand damage before him, which means we should be faster, or it's a speed tie. So this is actually perfect because we can actually just go straight for the rapid spin here to get those stealth rocks off the board. So that's what we're going to do. We do outspeed him indeed, get the rapid spin off. We do get a speed boost from it. We get rid of his Tyranitar, knocks him out actually. From that range, drops him down to 5 Pokemon, which is pretty amazing. And we do get rid of the Stealth Rock, so that was a very productive turn for us, as the Sandstorm is going to go away as well. So that is pretty great for us. We'll see what he wants to come in with in response to that. How does he want to handle the Kamala? We do have the Speed Boost, which is good. So he is going to come in with Lapras, so that thing's coming in. I feel like, how do we want to play this? I feel like we probably just U-turn out, get some chip damage on this thing. I don't think we really have too much of a reason to stay in on this matchup with Kamala, so yeah, we're just going to U-turn out here. We know we should outspeed, and indeed we do thanks to the speed boost. We get a little bit of chip damage with the U-turn, and then we get the pivot, of course. So off of that, I'm not 100% sure what I want to come in with here. In a way, I want to come in with Venomoth because it has super effective coverage. Kind of want to do that. Yeah, I feel like we'll just do that. We'll just, yeah, we'll just do that. We'll come in with Venomoth. We won't take any more Stealth Rock damage because they're gone. Our Focus Sash is already broken, unfortunately, but there's a possibility we could reactivate it, as he actually goes for a Sheer Cold, so that's fun. But he actually misses, so that's good. So yeah, that was very unexpected, but thankfully he missed. So I think we just do go straight for the Giga Drain here, trying to get enough HP back to reactivate our Focus Sash. I don't know if we'll get it, but we just go for it. I think that's the play, so that's what we're going to do. He actually goes straight for a switch here. Perhaps fearing the grass move, I don't know. Yeah, he is going to come in with the Skeledirge. So that thing comes in, we go for a Giga Drain, get some chip damage on that thing, and we get a little bit of HP back. Definitely not enough to reactivate the Focus Sash, though, but that's not too bad. So I think this time around, I think we just go back to the Suicune. I think that's our play here, so that's what we're going to do. We don't want to take an attack from this thing with Venomoth right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch directly into the Suicune, and we do have the pressure coming into play again, of course, as he does go for Will-O-Wisp, which is kind of not that big of a deal since we are a special attacker, obviously, but it will cancel our Leftovers recovery, so we are going to get some HP back with the Leftovers, and then, of course, just lose that damage right back to the burn. So, this thing obviously could be unaware most of the time. They are. So I feel like the only thing we can probably do in this situation is just go straight for the obvious play, do the Surf. I mean, we could go Shadow Ball, but Surf would do more if he stays in. He may not stay in on this, but I feel like we just make the obvious play and Surf. There's a chance he could stay in, as no, he doesn't stay in now. So he's going to switch. What does he switch in with, though? It is going to be okay, the Lapras, so he probably should have made a better play. So Lapras comes in. We go for the Surf. He's actually not water absorbed, interestingly enough. So we do get a little bit of chip damage off on the Lapras. And then we get some HP back from the Leftovers and then lose the damage right back to the burn. So that's interesting that he wasn't water absorbed on the Lapras. I'm not sure what else he would be. It does have a couple other potentially viable options. So, but yeah, I think we don't really want to switch out against this Lapras, honestly, knowing what it has, which, you know, not the most legal thing in the world, but, you know, it is what it is. I think we'll just Shadow Ball for max damage output. I think that's our best play here. Probably not going to do too much of anything, but we need to chip this thing down. Yeah, it's not doing much of anything. So he does go for the Sheer Cold, and he does miss once again, which is fortunate. Sheer Cold is only a 30 accuracy move, so it should miss most of the time. As yeah, we are going to do the Leftovers recovery and the burn damage cycle. Once again, I think our best bet here with this thing is just to try and continue to chip it down with Shadow Balls. That's what we're going to do. He does stay in. This one will knock him a little below half, which is good. We do get the special defense drop as well, which is pretty important, as unfortunately he is going to go ahead and rest. So that sucks. So he's going to go ahead and rest. Lapras will go to sleep and get all of its HP back. No Berry to wake up, though, which is good. That's good for us, as we are going to do the leftovers recovery and the burn damage cycle once again. So with this thing asleep, I kind of feel like I think we can take an opportunity here to do something different. So I think I'm actually going to go back to Venomoth here. I think that's the play. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to see if we can potentially take advantage of the fact that this thing is asleep. So going to go ahead and switch to the Venomoth here and see what he wants to do. So he is asleep. I think there's one turn guaranteed at least. So yeah, nothing he can do. So this turn I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to go for a Quiver Dance to try and get that speed up. And I didn't even mean for that to rhyme, but take a chance, Quiver Dance. That's what we're going to call it here. And hopefully so he goes ahead and switches out, which is actually good, and he switches directly into the Skeledirge, kind of as expected. We are going to go ahead and get a Quiver Dance, so we do get that +1 special attack, special defense, and speed, which is something. Now, if he's unaware, obviously it's not going to matter, but yeah, he's actually going to go ahead and pop a Mirror Herb. Is that what just happened? Okay, so that just happened. All right, well that's surprising. Okay, so he just Mirror Herbed us with Skeledirge. So yeah, that was wow. I did not see that coming. Okay, so now the Skeledirge is a +1 special attack, special defense, and speed. So that could be a problem. I feel like what I want to do here, I think, as much as I want to go for a Giga Drain because I feel like it reactivates the Focus Sash. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just do it. We do outspeed this thing. Are we gonna? We get some chip with the Giga Drain. Is it enough to get us back up to full? No, I don't think it was enough. He goes for Hex, and yeah, it does a lot of damage, but we do survive. So yeah, that's unfortunate. So yeah, so that's not the best. I think the best move we can actually go for is Psychic, because Bug Buzz is X4 resisted by this thing, which means that it'll only go to X2 resisted off of the Tinted Lens. So I think Psychic is actually our highest damage output move against this thing. So I think that's really just what we need to do right now, is get as much damage as possible. He stays in. We go for the Psychic, and doesn't do nearly enough damage, as he's going to slack off. So that's really unfortunate. So he's going to go ahead and go back up to basically full HP, which really sucks. So, yeah, not looking the best for us here. I guess maybe we Giga Drain. Maybe if we Giga Drain, maybe we live another hit from this thing. Psychic really didn't do much of anything, so we're probably not doing... We're doing basically almost the same amount of damage between the two. So we'll just Giga Drain this time on the off chance we gain enough HP to survive. But I don't really want to switch out right now because I don't want to risk anything else. We get back up to about 50% off of that as he goes for a Torch Song. Yeah, we're definitely not going to take one of those. So he hits us up with the Torch Song. That does give him another special attack increase, which is obviously bad news. Takes the Venomoth out, and we go down to 5 Pokemon. So not the best of situations for us to be in. Fortunately, we do have one primetime answer to this situation, and that is going to be the Mimikyu. So we're going to go ahead and come in with this, and the good news is, even if he outspeeds us, thanks to that +1 from the Mirror Herb he got off of us, we have the decoy still up, so we can take anything this thing does, and we're just going to go for a Shadow Claw here and see what he wants to do. So hopefully it's enough to take him out. He actually does switch, so he doesn't want to risk whether or not he would outspeed us, as he is going to switch back into Lapras, which is kind of fine. So that thing comes in. We go for a Shadow Claw. Does a decent amount of damage to that thing, and we take some Life Orb recoil. So I feel like this is probably the best chance we can get to go ahead and Swords Dance. So I think I am going to go straight for a Swords Dance here with the Mimikyu. We do outspeed, so we're going to go ahead and get that Swords Dance off. Going to go up to +2 attack, which is amazing. He is still asleep this turn, which is also amazing. Nothing he can do. He goes for the sleep talk, though. What's he going to land on? He does land on rest. Okay, so that's fortunate. So he has rest talk Lapras as well, which is very interesting. So fortunately, he did not get lucky landing on any other move. So I think what we want to do in this situation, we have a couple of choices. We could Drain Punch to get back up to full HP. Alternatively, we could Trailblaze to get a speed boost. I think that's probably the better move, so we're going to Trailblaze here, actually. So we hit him up with a +2 Trailblaze. It is actually enough to go ahead and finish that Lapras off from that range, which is amazing, knocking him down to 4 Pokemon. And we do get the speed boost and take some Life Orb damage. So Mimikyu is in the driver's seat at this point, which is pretty amazing. We have our Swords Dance boost up. We have our Trailblaze boost up. So we're sitting at +2 physical attack and +1 speed, which is pretty nice. But now he's going to bring in the Garchomp. So that thing's coming in. We do still have the Decoy up, which is really important as well. I feel like we just go for a Shadow Claw here. I don't think there's any reason not to, so that's what we're going to do. We know we outspeed. There's the Shadow Claw. Does massive damage to the Garchomp, but he does survive. He is going to... We are going to take some Rough Skin and Life Orb damage. He goes for the Iron Head, which is, of course, going to break our Disguise. But that's kind of okay, and we are, of course, going to take some damage from the Disguise being broken. So that's not too bad for us. I feel like this turn, what we can do is we can actually just Trailblaze again here to get the second speed boost off. Definitely should take him out from that range. We don't have a non-contact move to go for, so it is what it is. We're going to Trailblaze, which will be more than enough to finish him off from that range, get our second speed boost, which should ensure we outspeed everything. The only downside to that is we do take the Rough Skin damage again, and we take another round of Life Orb damage. So Mimikyu is definitely getting worn out here, but doing some big damage to his team in return as it knocks him down to 3 Pokemon. So now he's going to come in with Gengar, and yeah, I don't think there's any reason not for us to not just go for a Shadow Claw here. I think we still have 2 more attacks in us with Mimikyu before Life Orb takes us out. So yeah, we just Shadow Claw here. We know we outspeed. There's the Shadow Claw, and one-shots the Gengar cleanly, which is amazing for us. Mimikyu putting in the work once again. We are going to take another round of Life Orb recoil damage, and I think we do have 1 more hit left in us before we go down to our own Life Orb recoil. So now he's going to go ahead and bring back in the Skeleturge. So that thing's in. We know we actually might have... Actually, we might have 2 hits left in us. Never mind. Sweet. So we actually might be able to close the game out with Mimikyu here, maybe. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, so we just Shadow Claw here. There's no reason not to, so that's what we're going to do. We'll see what he wants to do. So he stays in, we go Shadow Claw, and it's not quite enough to take him out, unfortunately. We actually get a crit, too, which is amazing. He barely survives, goes for the Hex in return. That does finish the Mimikyu off, knocking us down to 4 Pokemon. That's okay. Mimikyu more than did its work in that game. In this game, absolutely incredible. So we don't have much time left on the timer here, so we're going to go ahead and come in with our Camerupt. So that thing is in. We're going to go ahead and we're going to Earth Power for max damage output. Obviously, he is going to slack off to try and regain a bunch of HP, which he does. We do Earth Power. How much damage do we do? It is enough to cleanly finish off the Skeleturge and knock him down just 1 Pokemon. So that is pretty incredible for us. Now, unfortunately, his last Pokemon is going to be the Snorlax. So this thing comes in, and obviously Snorlax is very bulky on the special side. We're going to go ahead and yawn this thing first things first to get it put to sleep. Although I think this is going to end, this game will end via timer more than likely. But we do yawn this thing. We're going to play it to the bitter end, of course. He goes for a rest, interestingly enough. I'm not sure why he would do that. But yeah, we're, I guess, just going to start firing off Earth Powers at this thing and see what happens from here. So we go for the Earth Power. Doesn't do a ton to the Snorlax as he goes for Body Slam in return. Does quite a lot of damage to us, actually, taking us down to about 50%. And then we get some HP back with the leftovers as he is going to fall asleep. So I think we want to actually switch into Kamala this time. Yeah, we're going to switch into Kamala. We know we should have a guaranteed turn of sleep here on this thing. So we need to get in on a physical attacker with this thing. So we'll come in with Kamala. We get the Comatose, obviously, and he is asleep this turn. So I think the highest damage output move we have, he actually has Sleep Talk, though. Okay, so he's gonna hit on Body Slam. Jeez. Okay, that's unfortunate. We're pushing the edge of the timer as well. Earthquake's our highest damaging output move. We're gonna go for it, try to chip this thing down. Does some decent chip damage. Not enough, though. Is he going to Sleep Talk again? There we go. He's got another Sleep Talk. What is he going to land on here? It is going to be Rest, so we get lucky there. And so, yeah, we're pushing the edges of the timer here. I don't know if we'll be able to close the game out. We're going to click buttons as fast as we can. I think another Earthquake does it. He does actually wake up this turn, and he goes Body Slam. That's unfortunate. So Kamala's going to go down there, and we're going to go down to 3 Pokemon with seconds left on the clock. Can we make this happen here? We're going to go ahead and come in with Bronzong with seconds left on the clock. Can we close the game out here? Bronzong comes in as fast as we can. We're going to click Iron Head. Seconds left on the clock. We know we outspeed. Iron Head incoming. And it is going to be enough to go ahead and finish that Snorlax off. And that is game. Alright, so we are going to win that one 3-0 against Estavanato. That was a really fun game, actually. Very interesting, very exciting game there that we just had. Yeah, definitely very entertaining. Happy to take the win in that one. So definitely some stuff you don't see every day there, which is of course something that I really enjoy out of the game. So. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So, that's it, and we'll see you next time.